right. So do you use this ads manager thing at all?
I'm a little familiar with it. I had a friend he used to like do Facebook ads for a company, so he kind of walked me through it, but like he was so expert about it that like he didn't know how to dumb it down for me. And so I'm sure this video will explain it a little better than he did. But I mean, I'm familiar with it.
Okay, so I'll just show you just how to get there, because I was kind of confused, to be honest, in the beginning.
Yeah.
So over here on your Facebook page, there's just this ads manager.
Mm-hmm.
And once you go in there, it opens up like a different portal. And then from up here, this little business tools icon.
Yeah.
That's where you can either go to ads manager that I'm in right here, where you can create your ads, or this audience icon that's going to be pretty important.
Okay.
And then this is where, when he's talking about creating custom audiences, that's how you get there.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so let me just get into his. Okay, so this is the thing that the portal that I purchased from them. So they have Instagram that I started last night. Pretty interesting. Facebook and YouTube. So.
Okay.
And then you see like he just has little portals on everything that you can kind of imagine.
Yeah.
So let me see, audience insights. This one was pretty interesting. Let me play this one.
All right, so what we're going to do in this section is we're going to have a better.
Can you hear that all right?
As entrepreneurs and realtors, it's really important for us to understand who our target audience is for catering the content to that audience, whether it be attracting through lead generation, posting on Instagram, uploading YouTube videos. It's really important for us to understand the details of our target audience, and this is going to allow you to do exactly that. So you can see here that on Facebook, we've got business home, business tools, your personal ad account overview or account overview, and campaigns. Now we're going to come to business tools. You've got shortcuts here. We're not going to choose these audiences. This is for creating custom audiences, which we will do in the coming sections. We're going to scroll down and we're going to come to audience insights right here. Now you can see that you have two different options. Choose an audience to start, everyone on Facebook or people connected to your page. For this example, we're going to use everyone on Facebook because I know a lot of the people that are going through this training are newer to running Facebook ads and are starting from scratch at times. Now, if you've got a very seasoned Facebook page that you've been driving traffic to for years and you've got thousands of people that like it, you can do this option right here, which is people connected to your page. What this will allow you to do is get a better, deeper understanding of the people connected to your page already on Facebook. So for example, if you live in Texas and you've got maybe 3,000 likes on your page in Texas, and you start exploring this option and you see that, wow, maybe 25, 30% of the people that like your Facebook page in Texas are actually from California, because a lot of people right now are looking to move from California to Texas. This will give you an understanding of those metrics. So it's good to see where people are located, if they're more local, if they're more out of state, and then you can cater your content and your ads to those demographics. But for this example, we will click everyone on Facebook. Now we're going to start from scratch here, and we're going to type in just any generic city. You can type in your own city here, obviously, to check and see how this applies to you. But for this example, we will use something like Chicago, and we'll come down here and click the city. Now, without any targeting, you can see that the new audience up here, there's about 2.5 to 3 million people that are encompassed in the state of Chicago on Facebook. And it gives you very generic overviews of the percentage breakdown of women, percentage breakdown of men. Now the gray versus the blue. The gray is general across people on Facebook, right? So you can see here, people on Facebook in the country of the United States. So that basically means that in terms of the breakdown, on Facebook in general, with no segmenting, 56% of all Facebook is women and 45% of Facebook is all men. Now, if we segment it by the new audience, you can see that in Chicago, 53% are women, 47% are men. So it just gives you an understanding of the difference between the average as well as the general overall. Same down here with relationship status on Facebook in general, this percentage is single, and this percentage, which is 39% more, are single in Chicago. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down here to get a better understanding of our audience. Now, because due to the special ad category, we can't adjust age or gender, we will leave that alone. And let's play with interest, for example. So as we're going to see in the upcoming lead generation tutorials, you're able to separate things by interest. So if we look at something like Zillow, which is going to segment it by people that are interested in Zillow, which could be buyers, sellers, investors, And we come here and look at people with an additional interest of Zillow. You can do the same with Realtor.com. You're going to see that this drops the audience down from 2.5 to 3 million to 400 to 450,000 people, which is niching it down. You can also see an increase in the split difference between women and men. You can see that in Chicago, 61% of women are browsing on Zillow versus the 39% of men. So more women are browsing Zillow than men are. Now you can come down and look at the relationship status as well. So you can see that less married couples are browsing Zillow and more single people are browsing Zillow, which is a really interesting stat to see, which might be, bachelors or divorced couples or anything like that. You can also look at the education level, and you can actually break it down by the job title, which is really interesting, where you can see a massive increase in people that are in the sports, arts, entertainment section, business, finance section, management, sales, healthcare, administrative services. So these ones here in the green show that more of people that are in these sales roles for job titles are browsing Zillow than the average person. So this could be a representation of the general types of industries in your city. And it's a great idea to better understand where your audience is coming from. Now, if we come up here, you can also explore page likes. And what this is going to show you is based on the top categories in your city, whether it be outlet stores, real estate services, shopping malls, politicians, it's going to show you the #1 pages that people who are interested in these are from your city. So for example, the majority of people that are in Chicago that, let's say, look at the TV show, for example. In Chicago, the average person that's interested in Zillow, their most liked page is Chicago's Best TV and Power TV. So it's just good, again, to get a better understanding. You can see the affinity. Now, to understand page likes, you've got relevance. So the pages that are most likely to be relevant to your audience based on page size, number of people. You've got Facebook, so the monthly active people. And then you've got affinity. Now, this is really important. How likely your audience is to like a given page on Facebook compared to everyone else on Facebook. So what this is saying here is that your audience, based on Chicago and Zillow, is 1,082 times more likely to be interested in this outlet store compared to the average person on Facebook. So again, this is going to give you an idea of who's really engaged in certain sections in your market that are interested in real estate, so you can use this for future targeting. Now, you've also got location. Obviously here, we're just targeting by cities. So because we targeted the city of Chicago, it's safe to say that it's pretty obvious why the majority of people are showing up in the city of Chicago. Now, if we come back here and we get rid of cities and we do something like Lincoln Park, you'll be able to see that there's different neighborhoods that, again, are showing where it's from. So Chicago does have something called, so Chicago does have a neighborhood called Lincoln Park. So you can see that this breaks it down. So if you go by communities, it's going to show the top cities. If we come back here and go to Chicago, you'll see top countries. Obviously, it's going to show the United States, 100%. And you can also see the top languages, which is really cool in terms of Arabic, Russian, French, Spanish, English, and the like. Now, the final thing is activity. So you can see frequency of activities in terms of how active device users are in your city. So you can see that mobile is most active, and it's most active on an iPhone or an iPad. So this is, again, is just going to give you an idea, because if you're running Facebook ads, you might want to segment it by mobile and make sure that your ads are optimized for mobile in this city. So that's a general understanding of audience insights. Really good way for you to get a better understanding of how your audience is interacting on Facebook, and something that's going to give you a great idea of how you should continue to niche down and target and cater your content to in the upcoming tutorials.
You've got lots of information on us.
yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things I took from that is like the other links that he was showing, like somebody that's interested in Zillow is interested in that furniture store, for instance.
Yeah.
I was thinking, and just spitballing here, but trying to look at that for like my area, and then contacting that store and trying to do,
Oh, wow.
like share content or something, or start to like their post, for instance, just to maybe they start to like my posts. So
Yeah, that's really smart.
Okay, let's get more specific on the stuff that I was talking about yesterday. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff in here. Customer audiences, lookalike audience. All right, retargeting overview. So this is something that I'm just getting started with all this stuff, so I don't know what's gonna work the best, but this is something I'm definitely gonna be diving into.
You are going to learn something absolutely incredible and invaluable in this section. So what we're going to talk about in this section, one of the primary things is retargeting. Retargeting is one of the most advantageous strategies you can learn, because what it does is it helps make sure that you're forever seen and never forgotten. So what happens with a lot of real estate ad companies, which I'm not going to name the names of, but also a lot of other agents that are running ads, is they're constantly running it to a cold audience. The problem with that is that that's similar to driving by a bus bench once, hoping that that person 6 to 8 months down the road is going to remember your name, your contact information, and be able to reach out to you. It's never going to happen. But the reason why retargeting is so powerful is because for as little as $5 a day, you can forever be remembered by these people by showing up all over the place at least once a week. So that way, if somebody sees your ad, goes on your Instagram profile, goes on any of your website pages, or anything else that you have set up, they will see your content over and over and over again, which is why something similar like Amazon, if you're going on there looking for a blender and you leave Amazon, you see blenders everywhere, that's retargeting. You can do the same thing here very easily. Now, what I want to show you is the interface changes. So in 2020, some of the interface changes happened. The process is still the same. So the full tutorial is actually going to be the exact same for retargeting, lookalike audiences, and the rest. But I wanted to show you how to get there. So you come up here to the top left-hand corner and click Ads Manager. Now you can see that this is a bit different, and there's a couple different ways to get there. You can either go up here to the shortcuts for audiences, or if you come down here and scroll down this side, you can actually see under advertise, audience exists here as well. Now it's a shortcut because it's something that should be very prevalent and should be used quite often. So what we're going to do is we're going to click audiences here. So once you click audiences, you can see a ton of different audiences that I've created, some for testing purposes, some for actual use of my own business, but the process is still going to be the same. So what you're going to do is you're going to come up here, and the rest of the tutorial leading in the following videos are going to show you exactly how to create these. But the interface changes is simply how to get here, click create audience, and then you can see the different situations here. So you can still create a custom audience, which you'll see a full tutorial in the coming videos. You'll see lookalike audience here, and then you'll see special ad audience as well for people that are only in the special ad category. So I will have another video for that showing you how to do this specifically. But I just wanted to show you how easy it is to get here so that you can migrate your way safe and sound to the audiences section and start to retarget people to make sure that your business grows. Because what not a lot of people understand is that retargeting actually increases conversion on average by 150%. So there's so many people that are leaving a lot of business opportunities, buyers, sellers, and investors on the table because they're simply forgotten. And this is a great way for you to make sure that you never fall into that category.
So what I'm doing with that, trying anyway, so when I go to my ad manager here, okay, so I've created some re-engage audiences there. Actually, that's not where I want to go. Ads here. So I played around. Have you played around with like boosting a post by chance?
I haven't done it yet, but I mean, I've gone through like the steps to do it, but I haven't actually done it yet.
Okay. So I did that just to give you some feedback. I mean, obviously, you know, find out for yourself, but my feedback was it was really poor. Now I might have just not had the right, you know, I might not have been promoting the right content, but I got like no, I got nothing out of it. I mean, I got clicks, but I got no contacts, no comments, like nothing. Whereas the first time I actually ran an ad instead of boosting a post, that's when I actually got the leads.
Okay.
Just a little feedback, but now I'm not sure. This was showing differently last night. It was actually showing like the reach and the impressions that I had. So let me see. Let me see if this.
Have any of your 5 leads converted at all, or have you gotten a hold of any of them?
So there's one of them that I'm engaged in emails with.
Okay.
It's an older couple. The only catch is they said we are working with a real estate agent to sell our current home. And she said, but you know, we're also doing our own research, which is why I reached out to you. They're not in the price point for the off market place that I had, but they're still looking for something $950 and under. So I tried to, last night I sent my message kind of tactfully saying, like, if you're under a contract with your agent, this is not a solicitation.
Yeah.
However, if I can help put put some of my marketing budget towards your current property to find you and your agent a buyer, please let me know. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to kind of still squeeze my way in there, but
You have to be so careful when they're working with somebody else, because you don't want to piss off that other agent.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see here. Ad manager. I don't know why this is. Homes performance. I just don't know this like interface well enough yet.
No, you're fine.
But yeah. So last night I was looking at this on my laptop, and it was showing like the impressions and the clicks.
Yeah.
But the point is that I ran all of those on Facebook. So what I wanted to do was go to audiences, and this is one that I'm going to set up today. And I'm going to create a custom audience from Facebook.
Okay.
Now you have to connect your Facebook to it, which, well, you're in Facebook here, but you can also connect your Instagram account.
Okay.
But what I'm going to do is anyone who engaged with any post or ad. Okay. So that's the one I'm going to choose. And so I'm going to create another ad today and just go to those people with another piece of information.
Okay.
And see what that turns up.
And is that like that retargeting that he was talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So actually I have it already created here. So it's fewer than 1,000 people. Facebook ad re-engage. People who engage with any post or ad in the last 365 days.
Okay.
So another thing he mentioned that you may want to change this 365 to, like 180, because, typically home buyers or sellers aren't looking for years.
Yeah.
But it's nice because you can keep it just as like a rolling 365. So as long as you're running that, as people engage with your new stuff, it will continue to just add them to the list.
Okay. What was this guy's name again? The guy that you've been watching his videos?
His name is Mike Sherrard.
Okay. Yeah, I honestly might get this too. Mike Sherrard. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because he has Instagram stuff too, right?
Yeah. There's a whole other. I mean, this whole course pack is only Facebook. So I'm like 3/4 of the way just of the Facebook one, and it's already very interesting. So let's try to let me show you one. I won't keep you for too long, but let me show you one, because you said you wanted to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna do an ad today. So I have an off-market opportunity too, where basically the seller said, if you can bring me a buyer, I'll sell my house, but I don't want to list it. And so I just want to post something. I have it all like written out, like I already like copied and pasted what I'm gonna do into like a Word document. And I'm basically I have it printed out. Like, this is literally it. If you can see it, I'm just doing like off-market opportunity, and then how many beds, baths, and I have like a bunch of emojis and stuff to like attract attention to it, but I can't put his address or any pictures. So
Gotcha.
I've gotta be as discreet as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So what I'm going to email you here real quick, social media marketing templates. Actually, he has a buyer's guide and a seller's guide template too. So I'll just attach all those for you.
Okay, perfect.
But this Facebook ad template, this is the one right here. And this is from him. So I didn't create this, but these are ways, and I'll show you what he says here.
And so when you're doing like an off-market opportunity where you can't provide a picture of the house, does he recommend to like still put that picture of that house, or does he just not do a picture at all?
He didn't specifically talk about the off market. I was just kind of applying.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was kind of just applying the off market scenario to this coming soon scenario that he goes over here.
Okay.
And for the one that I did, I have a drone, and I just took like an aerial image of the neighborhood and
Okay.
just use that.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
So maybe you could Google like aerial image. Where is the property?
It's in Mesa Verde and Costa Mesa, like inland Costa Mesa. So yeah, I could just try and do like some type of picture of the neighborhood if there's something on Google.
Let's see if there's anything that pops up.
Oh, you have to do like Mesa Verde, Costa Mesa, otherwise this comes up.
Yeah, that's an interesting neighborhood.
It's historic.
Okay.
This looks like the country club in the neighborhood.
Yeah, so maybe you could find something in there to just
Yeah.
pull out.
Okay.
And, okay, but let me get into this one. He explains it better.
So what I want to do in this one is talk about a coming soon ad. Now, one thing to be mindful of before we get into this is that each state, each province has its own rules on what you can do with coming soon ads. So I know that there's certain places where you can't market a property that's coming on the market unless you're within, whether it's be 24, 48 hours before the property actually goes live. Now, there are other places where you can run it whenever you want. So what I'm going to do is, again, just please, I'll say this as a disclaimer, use this at your discretion and use it when you know the rules and regulations to be compliant within your market, because I don't want people coming to me saying, Mike told me to run this ad, even though I told you to be careful about what you're doing with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and click create. And we're going to do a lead generation ad for this, because what we want to do is we want to generate leads for the property before it comes on the market. Even, again, if you're in a hot location that the market is very good in terms of sellers, what you want to do is, again, run this if it's within 24, 48 hours, whatever the rule is in your market center, use this, because sometimes you can get lineup buyers before the property even hits the market. So this is a really great strategy to just build initial momentum for your listing. And I did this and actually sold a number of properties off market before they even hit the MLS. So again, click special ad category with housing and lead generation. Name it, coming soon, and then put the property address, something like that. You can see here one of my old ones that I actually did sell before it hit the market, Sierra Marina, coming soon. That was this exact ad strategy. So pretty cool to see that popped up. I haven't seen that listing for about a couple of years now. So this is exciting. So then you can put property address, and let's keep rolling. Now, of course, as always, make sure your Facebook page is selected. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to leave it everybody in this location. We're going to remove Canada, and obviously we're going to select one location. So let's say we've got this listing coming up in Denver. We're going to go ahead and select the city. Now, again, we cannot choose a smaller radius, so we're going to leave this at 15 miles. We'll leave all of this good stuff here. And again, if you're in the United States, you can choose Zillow and Realtor.com. However, if you're in Canada, I just like to leave this blank. Again, I cannot stress how important it is to realize that you do not need this. I've generated a ton of business by leaving out all interest because the ad is going to do the work for itself, right? Nobody's going to be clicking on a real estate ad if they're not interested in buying or selling. So this is just a hyper local targeted, but you do not have to use this. I just think it's advantageous if you're in the United States to be leveraging these strategies, and we use all languages. Now, again, come down to manual placements. Do what we do with all of our ads, which is just leave these top three. So let's get rid of all the ones that I personally believe you'll be wasting budget with. We're left with the top three: Facebook newsfeed, Instagram feed, Facebook marketplace. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put, now, again, I'm going to let you use your discretion from here. I usually kicked up the budget before the property hit the market. So if I was typically doing $10 a day, sometimes I would do $20 a day before it hit the market, because I really wanted to pump this out and get a lot of attention on it in the hope of double ending the deal before it hit the market, because you're going to get double the commission. So it was a really good advantage to try and get some initial attention on it before it hit the market. So I will just leave this at 20. But again, you want to be setting a start and end date, because if you set run my ad continuously starting today, well, if you don't turn this off on the day it goes listed, now you're putting out a coming soon ad while the property is listed, and that just does not look good. So if we were going to, again, the property was going live, let's say, today is September 5th. Let's say the property was going active on Friday the 11th. So we're going to put that and say, hey, 6 days, $120, good to go. Now, select your Instagram account, since we are running Instagram ads, and select one image. Now, here's what I'm going to explain to you. There's a couple different things you can do, 2 different options with any of these strategies. Now, the one that I like to do is just using a single image. You can use a carousel where you can show a couple of the properties, images from the interior or other angles of the exterior, maybe the back of the house, but I don't like to do this for coming soon. The reason being is you want to entice as much attractive information as possible. So what you want to do is be getting all the leads that want to see what the inside looks like, because it's not on the MLS yet, and it's not on Realtor.com, Realtor.ca, Zillow, Trulia, Redfin, all of these websites. You want to be getting the most amount of attention and pique curiosity by just having the nicest front-facing exterior photo that you can possibly get, or if you've got a drone shot or anything like that, you want to use a single photo. So that's what I would recommend. Again, we're going to come here and pick the image. Let's say, we're about to list this property here. Let's select that guy. And again, I would pick square. Center it so you can see that it takes up the most amount of real estate space as possible. This was $1.25 million listing we had, and done. Now, as per usual, we want to be using our text. So we're going to come over here and we're going to do a just coming soon. So the first page here, we've got all of this. So let's copy and paste this from here and post it in here. And now again, what we're going to do is come through and edit all this good stuff. And we're going to put Denver, hashtag Denver. Make sure that we get these bright emojis running. And if you don't know how to do that on a MacBook, it's Control-Command-Space. So you don't have to go find emojis, elsewhere. And we'll put a nice space in here and break it out. So let's go like this. Done. So what we're going to do, attention Denver, this is an exclusive opportunity to check out this stunning property coming soon. Or you can do check out this exclusive property. And then you can say what you can do if, again, the one thing I will say is I usually would run it like this, but I've split tested it and sometimes it depends on your market center. So sometimes we'll say, attention Denver, coming soon. And now I would leave it like this. So attention Denver, coming soon. This is an exclusive opportunity to check out this stunning. So this is a way that I would typically run it. So I recommend just popping that extra text in there. I've started to split test it and find that this is actually working best. It takes over the entire front line of text at the top. And it again leaves people hanging where they want to click to find out more. So that's exactly what I would do for this one. We want to come back and copy and paste this. Now, this is going to be a bit different. So the one thing that I want to say is typically with the lead form, we're going to send them to the exact listing, but because this property is unlisted, we aren't going to do that. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to come create a lead form. And again, just make sure you name it, more volume. For the intro, you can actually keep this image, but I would even remove the greeting. And let's go straight to the lead generation. Now, we've got our questions here. So let's get name, email, phone number. Where would you like us to send the details? Again, people want the exact details. You want to prompt them in a way that's going to entice them to give the correct information. Because obviously, if somebody's interested in this listing, but then you ask them for the information, they're not going to actually put the wrong information in here if they actually care about the listing. So don't worry about that. Now come down, obviously put your privacy policy. So let's scoop that back up over here.
I'll just let you know, because this was a little confusing when I watched it. If you go to your Keller Williams site, you can just copy and paste. At the bottom, there's a privacy policy.
Oh, okay.
And you can just copy and paste that right in, and it works.
Okay. Okay, perfect.
Now, the secret is coming up in a second here. Privacy policy. So where are you going to send people and what are you going to do for the follow-up? So I would write something like this. Thank you. We will be in touch shortly. Click below to view all Denver listings. View website, and then the call to action would be view all Denver listings. And I would put the link in here for, again, if we were to just come over to use my KV Core website that you get with EXP for free. If I was to use this as an example, I would again just take this whole link, plop it in here, and now people have all of the listings within my city. So instead of sending people to the actual listing, which you can't do, what you're going to do is you're going to send them straight to the listings that are available on your website, because most agents like myself have a lead capture website. If you don't, that's completely okay, because you already have the lead. But what you're going to do after is you're going to follow up and send them an email with the right information. Now, this is important because, again, it's not like you can automate this one where you're just having them sent to the listing on completion. You have to make sure that you send them the information by direct email because of the fact that it's unlisted. Otherwise, you can integrate things like ManyChat where you can send them a brochure. Or the final thing is if you do have a property sheet, what you can do is you can put the property sheet in here. So if you want to upload it to Google Drive, get the share link, put it in here, and then automatically, whenever they click this, they're going to get the direct share link. But the trick to this one is making sure you're sending the information, not sending them to a website, because ultimately it can't be listed on the right website. So that's how I would do a coming soon ad leading up to the properties. But now what we're going to do is talk about the ones that are much more important, which are the ones that are just listed and just sold. So let's get straight into this. Use this strategy if you are able to with your market center. Again, a couple days before it goes active, great way to build momentum, great way to get additional traffic. And then at the end of this course, what I'm going to do is show you how to wrap this all up together so you know exactly when, where, and how to run all of these in a strategic marketing plan.
Okay, wow, that one was really helpful because that's the screen that I always got lost on because I didn't know what to do.
Yep. Yeah, so he goes through open house, just sold, as you can see here. Let me look at categories here. Builder. Yeah, so this is another interesting one, working with builders. I've made a few calls with this. I haven't gotten much traction, but there's some new developments going up out here, like around Portillo Hills and Ladera Ranch.
Okay.
So I'm calling those sales offices and I'm saying, you know, I'm a local agent. I would like to put some of my marketing dollars to find buyers. I'm not looking for, you know, this isn't a listing or even to enter into a contract with you call. I would just like to know if you're open to providing like the renderings and the specs of the property for me to help find buyers. I've called 3 properties. 2 of them haven't gotten back to me. And the other one, the guy was like, well, we have our own marketing team. So I don't know if we would want to, you know, kind of mix up like your marketing efforts with their marketing efforts.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a hard no. It was kind of like, you know, it's doubtful. So I think I want to probably push a little bit more on that guy. But
that's a really good idea. I have a few like contacts here in Costa Mesa that, I mean, they build houses like down on the peninsula and stuff, but those would be great houses to market. So definitely find buyers for those.
Yeah, that's great. And that's kind of what this guy's point is on the Facebook side of things. It's really common that, you know, he talks about how a lot of people are just kind of posting things like kind of, for lack of a better term, like self-centered, you know, like you're just kind of like, here's me, here's my company, here's, you know what I mean? And he's like, it goes without saying, but people don't do it often. Like you have to be kind of letting out these things that are of value, you know?
Yeah.
But let's see here. I just started looking at some of these last night, and you're on Instagram. I've seen, I actually like some of your posts.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let me see here. Optimizing. This is one last night that I got to, and I haven't even seen this, but it's only 3 minutes. So and I saw somebody noted like brilliant under it. So maybe.
All right, so I just want to share with you a quick tool that I like to use for Instagram. As you know, on Instagram, you only get one link in your bio. And oftentimes that's just not enough because you have multiple places you would like to send people to, whether it be for buyers, for sellers, for investors, your YouTube channel, LinkedIn profile, Facebook page, you know, a new event coming up that you're hosting. But this tool right here, Linktree, which you can sign up for free, as you can see here, is an opportunity for you to have multiple links in your bio in a very clean way. This is what I use. I've been using it for the last couple of years. I absolutely love it. You can see your metrics, you can track things. I think it's incredible. So I want you to take a glance at this. Again, you can sign up for free or you can do the paid version. The paid version, I believe, is like $6 a month. And what that allows you to do is customize the look of it. I like that because then you can keep it tailored towards your branding. So I would advise it $6 a month. However, if you just want to get started for free, you can do so. So let's log into mine and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so here you can see the analytics of how many people view it, how many people click on it, what the click-through ratio is. You can see over here what mine looks like when you click on it. If you click on it today, this is exactly, you know, the style it will look like. It might look a bit different in terms of what links, depending on when you're watching this video. However, you can see that if you want to add a new link and you want to say your website, check out my website, you can put in your link. And then you can see here, now when people click on that, it goes directly to your website. You can put whatever you want. You can put as many links as you want. And I think it's a great opportunity for you to drive additional traffic. You can also see down here that all of my social medias are linked here, my Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn. So if we go to settings here, you can see that you can change your avatar. So this is my profile picture, and I just like to make it consistent. You can change the custom title here. So you can put something that relates to your business or your slogan or whatever you want, and it'll change what's coming up here. And then you can change the look of it. So I used to use this one here, which again, my colors are purple, so this looks really nice. Now I'm using this one just to make it a bit more bold, but you can do whatever you want. You can even upload a custom template if you like to, a custom background that could be a specific property. It could be, anything related to your business. It could be a family photo of you, whatever you want, but you can do that. And then you come down here and you can see that I've got my social media links linked here. So I've got my TikTok username linked. I've got my LinkedIn linked, YouTube linked, Instagram linked. So everything's linked there. So this is a really great way to just include multiple links. And again, it cleans up your profile. You're able to drive traffic to multiple different sources. And ultimately, this is going to help get attention on a lot of what you're doing in a very easy way and properly leverage Instagram and the bio that you have with the limited resources in terms of one simple link. So check it out. I think it's going to be extremely valuable. Again, you can drag and drop things like here. It's very customizable. And I think this is really going to help spruce up your profile and take it to a different level.
Yeah, that's actually, I had that problem because I had 2 or 3 different links that I was like, which one should I put? So that's what Keller Williams, the Sam Clemente offices, use that too. That link tree.
Okay. Let's see. So, I mean, there's so much stuff in here. I don't want to, we could go on and on.
Yeah, no, I am definitely going to get this. I think this, and he said he has TikTok too, and that's something that I've dreaded getting, but that's something that I want to use because I've heard it can really be to your advantage in real estate if you do well with it.
Okay.
But it can also slaughter you if you don't do well with it.
Yeah. Yeah. So this guy, let me see. And ironically enough, I mean, I found him, it popped up on my Instagram feed, like how I found this guy. So he found me, so to speak.
Yeah.
But just so you know, let's see. I got the whole course, and I'm sure it's not. Oh, let's see. I don't know where his website is, but anyway, once you land wherever to find the guy, his website should be down here if he's linking correctly, right? Anyway, Agent Wolfpack, I think this is the one. Yes, I think this is where you can get it. Just so you know, he has different price points for it. It looked like a webinar that ran like 10 times a day, so I don't think there's anything special about it. But just so you know, I got this course pack for all 3 of those for $397.
Okay.
Just so you don't overpay.
That one.
But anyway, so what I'll do, I'll take this recording anyway. I mean, is that helpful? Kind of a quick overview?
Yeah, that's really helpful.
Okay.
Especially that video that went over like all the targeting, and I mean, it'll all be in here. So yeah, if you could send that to me, that'd be great.
Okay. Yeah, and then if we could just keep that private link, let's try not to send it around too much. I just don't want to get in any trouble for.
No, I completely understand. And I mean, I plan on getting it anyway, so I definitely won't be sending it out. Don't worry.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about, because he's very responsive to his emails and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was actually thinking about asking him like to come and speak at one of our team meetings or something.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that'd be really cool.
I'm sure he could generate a lot of business, from. But,
seriously, tell him that you have like 20 people on our weekly calls that would probably all get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Good for him. He's probably doing well with this too. He probably doesn't even need to do real estate anymore.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking actually, because like he automates everything. He just probably sits back and watches people sign up for this stuff. It's just $400, $400, $400.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So
good for him. That's just the thing. Like if you understand all of this really well, I mean, you can do so much with it. I mean, just in real estate then like this, you can end up teaching other people how to do it. And then, or like what you're doing, people are already coming to you for marketing. And I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, you could just start a business off that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's the crazy thing. Like, it's almost, it's. I mean, I appreciate all the nice things that everyone says, but it's almost, a little like embarrassing because I don't know that much about this stuff. It's just I'm really putting my effort into learning.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
people are coming to you and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I understand.
I'm trying things out. I'll help you try some things out,
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. I think I'm going to get this course because it looks really helpful. Totally revamp all my social media.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he shows this one example in that webinar where he took a new realtor that had, I don't know, I think he had like 15 followers on YouTube. And through his optimization strategies and whatever, he got, and I don't even know how you search these results yet. It's in the YouTube course pack.
Yeah.
But he got this guy like in 2 weeks to show up like right behind the like the what's the shows on TV about real estate, like the
like HGTV and stuff.
Yeah, like the $1 million listing.
Listing. Yeah.
Like this guy was showing up like right under their videos with like 20 followers.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
that's wild.
Yeah, that's what I was talking to my wife about it last night. Like, I don't want to be that person that wants to like reinvent the wheel and say like conventional methods are not effective.
Yeah.
But there is this big part of my brain that's like, okay, if you really know social media inside and out, I bet you could like create a business that's working for you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's what I'm trying to learn to do, because obviously I work with Jeff. So Jeff's like very old school, does everything like the conventional ways. And I'm like, no, Jeff, we're gonna adapt. And so I'm the one that's having to learn it all, because he's like, no way, I'm not learning that.
Yeah. I've been working. I've also been working a lot with Jeff. I don't know if he's told you that like we're, when I came on, I didn't have my license yet. So I entered into an agreement with Jeff to do deals with him. And then once I got my license, then, he would cut me in on commissions.
Oh, very cool. He kind of explained it to me, but no, he didn't tell me exactly what was going on. That's awesome though. Yeah.
So I talk to him pretty much every day, and you're exactly right. He's definitely old school. And, but that being said, now that I'm in escrow with him, which you've probably seen as well, that like I need his expertise. Like,
It's basically whenever it comes to like contracts, disclosures, escrow, any negotiations, I'm like, okay, Jeff, come on, join in. I'm very thankful to have him when it comes to that. But in regards to like talking to people and people skills, he's like, okay, Jess, I don't have patience for this.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, I really, really appreciate this. This was helpful, and I'm going to kind of play around with it too, and maybe do a few different ads and see like what's working and what's not. But I'm definitely going to get this little course pack too.
Okay. And feel free, once you actually get into the ad manager here and start creating it, feel free to reach out if like you get, because when I was first setting this up, like it makes sense when you're watching this video. And then once you actually start clicking yourself, you're like, what's this? And that doesn't look the same.
Okay.
So let me know if you want to do like another screen share, like, and I'll help you kind of get through that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I'm about to start working on it right after we get off. So if you get a text or a call from me, that's why.
Fair enough.